Greetings, Islam, Shalom, Assalamu Alaikum, and all the many words of peace throughout all the human family. I am Brother Fonte SL, and today we're going to do a movie breakdown of a movie called Real Steel, as well as talk about XRP and the cryptocurrency blockchain called Proton, or XPR. In a previous video, I discussed the similarities, but I'm going to go even further with this. This movie is called Real Steel. I mean, I might click around a little bit and I might not be perfect with how I lay it out, but we're going to go into some deep things today. And I'm going to show you how the movies speak to you about the future and what is to be, and how they talk to you about what their plans are. So again, the title, this is a Hugh Jackman movie. This is called Real Steel. And in this movie, Hugh Jackman is a pugilist. And actually, he used to be a pugilist. He was a boxer. But now he fights robots. And the robots that he ends up with, the name of the robot is called Adam. How you folks doing today? We're going to go in today. So I hope you'll bear with me. I'm going to take my time and do this correctly because I want people to understand what this symbolizes here, because I'm going to break it down. I'm not just going to tell you about it. I'm going to show you. So we're going to go over here. We're talking about Proton, XPR, as well as XRP. In a previous video, I showed you how the Simpsons broke down how the new world's cryptocurrency or new money would be transferred. I'm going to go over here to the video. Like I said, we're talking about Proton here. Let's go over here. Proton. This is the creator. I think he was like the world's youngest Bitcoin millionaire, but he also founded Proton, which is owned by a company called Metal. So that's why I go back over here to the movie. Let me find the movie for you. Like I said, I'll click around a little bit. The movie's called Real Steel, Metal. And also we have these two letters here, which are vowels. Remember, the E and the A, they're usually interchangeable in language. So we're talking about, it could be a steel, a great opportunity, steel sharpens steel. It means that as well. See who else in the room. Thank you for coming out this early in the morning. So it's like I said, Real Steel. The robot that he's fighting in this scene here, the robot that Hugh Jackman discovers, is called Adam. And it's going to fight another robot with two heads. And the two heads on the robot with the two heads is called Twin Cities. Now, the reason why I feel that they're called Twin Cities, I'm going to show you. First, let's go over the scene here. I'm going to push play on this scene here. I had to change the rate of speed so I don't get a copyright strike. This is the robot Adam here. Just like on the Proton symbol. And you also find it on The Simpsons. Now, when it says Adam, it also can mean cosmos. Because remember, we're dealing with interoperability. So please watch pretty close here. This is Hugh Jackman's son in the movie. And I don't want to tell you all of it, because if you haven't seen it, I want you to be able to go and watch the movie on your own. So they can remote control these robots and have them fight. The particular robot, Adam, is a shadow boxer where he can mimic the moves. This robot that they're fighting is from a person from Japan. And it's called Twin Cities. Now, I'm pretty sure that it even has even deeper ambiguity to it, and I'll bring that up at a later time. But right now, I'm going to break it down for you, Twin Cities on this side. So they're getting ready to fight this robot here. I'm going to bring it forward here so we can see. This is Twin Cities here because of the two heads. So he's getting ready to fight Adam. But I want you to see something here. From the previous video, I showed you the royal colors and the royal families with royal purple motor oil. And I was correct about that. And when it comes to this type of stuff, I'm oddly correct. Now it's coming on into the scene where you can see it. But I have a screenshot here to show you. Look at this screenshot. It pans on over and shows you over the person's shoulder here. Even though it spells purple, this also says ripple. I'm going to go further here. I'm going to click another scene here. This is also a scene in the movie. You see this right here? It says royal purple. Just like on the other video of the other, like you gotta watch all my videos. Just like on the other video where I showed you on The Simpsons and I pieced it together to do with the Simpsons cryptocurrency. So now we have royal purple in this movie as well. And we're gonna go over here and I'm gonna tell you why I feel that they are called the Twin Cities. Let me click this really fast. Let's go back to the movie here. You can see how it integrates into the movie. Now they're gonna pan in. That's the Twin Cities fighting Atom. I'm going to do this a little bit differently today because I want to take my time and break it down. You see the over the shoulder coming in where it says Ripple. It's just spelled differently, but it still says Ripple. That's Atom on the ropes. It's fine. Let me fast forward so I can see. I want to see. See, you see how it's coming into the royal purple logo there? Just like on the previous video when I showed you. So I was 100% correct about that. So you see the royal purple right there on the screen. I'm going to go over here to this video here with the Simpsons. On the wall over here is the XRP symbol. But what is it on? It's on a flipper because they flipped it on you. It's on a flipper because remember, Ripple puts finance in other projects. I'm going to tell you another thing about this. The company, which is Proton, this is Proton. It's based in, here it is. It's based, okay, this is the word metal. Remember real steel, metal. It says Metallicus. Is bridging the gap between trade finance and DeFi. At Metallicus, we believe that money should be highly useful, highly accessible, and highly capable. Most people tend to agree with the assessment. It says, which is why the shift from cash to debit credit transactions happens in the first place. So they're talking about moving money. Okay, I'm gonna go over here. This is why I say it's called the Twin Cities, because anyone from what they call the Bay Area understands that San Francisco and Oakland are called the Twin Cities. One is called the town, one is called the city, or they call it the Twin Cities. And so I'm going to show you, let me scroll over here really fast. Forgive me for this. Like I said, I'll click around a little bit, until I get it right. But overall, if you watch the video again, you'll see that I'm bringing you some jewels. Let me find what I'm looking for. Ripple Labs. Ripple Labs is in San Francisco. The metal company also is in San Francisco. See, they both. This is let me see. This is Ripple Labs in San Francisco, and I'm gonna click this as well. This is the metal company. It also is in San Francisco. Now, what are the odds? We know there's no such thing as coincidences. What are the odds that these two companies have the similar letters, and royal purple also could spell ripple? This is very strange if you ask me. I'm going to go further here. Let's go over here to, let me see what we got here. That's the Proton symbol. Here's someone speaking on the web, says, why is San Francisco and Oakland two distinct cities, yet so close to each other? In essence, why are twin cities developed like Minneapolis and St. Paul? Because it's also considered as a twin city. And there's also a list of, you can go on Wikipedia and see the list of tri-cities and twin cities. Forgive me for that. They'll have different places where you can see where there's tri-cities and twin cities. And so so you can see why it's a twin city, and it's battling that twin city on there. So I feel that it's saying it's steel because steel sharpens steel. And remember, on the video with Elon Musk, he's sitting at a table with a group of people, and he talks about crypto is going to have a cryptocurrency that deals with illegal transactions, letting you know they'll never get rid of dealing with illegal transactions. Right now, XRP is considered as the outlaw occurrence of digital assets. It's not like the others. But then when you go further to learn about Proton, you watch this video here. This guy walks out on the Proton website, and he tells you of all of the things that they've already done and all the regulations that they have met.
Today we'll be talking about all the
Listen to him.
innovations that Metal has built over the past several years, leading up to the first blockchain bank and trust, the first full
He said they are the first blockchain trust.
federal bank charter in the United States for custody crypto.
They have a full federal bank charter in the so-called United States. They are the first. Think about that. And like I said, when you listen to them closely, I'm going over it, but I want you guys to go back and do your own research. But I'm showing you the proof of how they show you everything. Remember, this company's blockchain is called Proton, but is owned by a company called Metal. And this movie is called Real Steel. This movie is called Real Steel. Steel is metal. Like I said, let me go back further here. Let me see what we got here. We got, okay, forgive me for that. I mean, that's another art. We'll get later into that right there. Let me see what we got here. Where am I at here? I want to show you. Like I said, I might click around here, but at the end of the day, what I'm talking about, see, there's the metal Real Steel. That's the name of the company. It's located in San Francisco. So we go further. And like I said, the lettering is sure strange. Like I said, that's the flipper on the wall because they flipped it on you. Yet and still, both of these companies, one of them is off to the side where no one ever speaks about it. And look at the colors. Look at the colors. This Ripple always comes with that color. I showed you in the previous videos how they're sitting together. That's why I said they're royal families. You know, royal families practice what they call peerage. So they all roll together. Remember, look that up. Royal families practice peerage. So they roll together. So don't think that they're separate. This is all about interoperability. Let's see what we have here. I want to make sure I read. Let's see what we got here. It says, there is a crypto called Proton. And yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about the crypto called Proton. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm speaking of. But I'm saying that I feel that they are one. I feel that Ripple probably funded this company. What are the odds that they are both in San Francisco? What are the odds that they're telling you in this movie? They talk about the Twin Cities. That's very strange. Let me see what we got here. Also, there's also in San Francisco something called the Twin Peaks. And when you stand on the mountain, it looks out on the east. It looks out to Oakland in the east. Now, when you break these things down, they're always going to have it for you in the language of secret society, the East. When we talk about the East, and this is very important to what we're talking about here, because if you want to learn to break these videos down, this is what you need to look for. Let's look up the word East. East. When you think about East, most people talk about, most people don't know. In past time, I would be considered as Oriental, even today. Oriental is the term that would describe me. You might say, wow, how would you be Oriental? Man, I would be the first person who would be Oriental. Let's look this word up. It says, the word Oriental derives from the Latin Orient, meaning that's why it says you're looking from Twin Peaks and you see the territories of Oakland in the east. That means like orientation. It says the word Oriental derives from the Latin Orient, Orines, meaning the east, because people like me would be derived from the east. If you come from Western culture, you will be considered as Occidental. This is just regular dictionary terms. It says, or the part of the sky where the sun rises. Occidental, in contrast, derives from the Latin Occident or Occidens, meaning the West, meaning Western culture. Then there will be Eastern culture. That's why when I clicked this earlier, let me see if I can find it. Okay, this is back to the Hugh Jackman movie. You can look this up on your own. Let me see what we have here. Look up the word Oriental and Orientalism, and look up the pictures. You're going to see men that look just like me. They don't look like they do today, but they look just like me. They don't look like bums or people having their pants hanging off their butts, what have you. They look like men who were of high culture. So I'll let you look that up on your own. But this has everything to do with this movie because it's part of the breakdown, because that's where I came to look it up from. You'll have the word. Let me see what else we have here. Let me see what we have. Let's see what we got over here. Before I go any further, we got greetings, brother. How you folks doing today? Hope you all have a great day. It says, Islam, brother, Islam to you. What's Proton's ticker? XPR. That's the ticker for Proton. See, you can go further and do your own research, but like I said, here again, you see all of the stuff that I showed you earlier. You got the, the logo. Go back and watch the other video. Like I said, when I broke down the Simpsons, and then I put the two pieces together. I think it's on the one that says, before the one that says into the firmament. And I'm telling you that the royal purple is a high performance motor oil company. And they just happen to have this in the same movie with the proton symbol, and with the proton symbol, and then the robot is named Adam. That's the robot's name. Watch this movie, and you can further do a breakdown. A good friend of mine wanted me to do a breakdown of proton, and this is my analogy of proton. Considering, like I said, you got the Twin Peaks in San Francisco, that you can look out to the other part of this, which is the other part of the Twin City, and to the east, which is the territory of Oakland. And in Oakland, you'll also find, the reason why I brought up Oakland is because this is where Polygon or PolySign was created on Clay Street in Oakland, California by Mr. David Schwartz and Arthur Brito. Now think about that. Now, like I said, the Twin Cities there. This is where they created PolySign. But you come over here to Proton. This is other things that they do at Proton. They have universal at names, same as PolySign. How come we never hear about PolySign anymore? But PolySign is still there, and they were one of the early ones to come out with the at names, because they told you they wanted the exchange of money to be as easy as sending an email. But look at this. Universal at names. Every business and individual account on Proton has a unique human readable at name. It says need to send $20 to at John. Think about this. It says it's as easy as you would expect. What's the coincidence of that? And I sure don't believe in coincidences, because I keep on showing you the truth. Period. Only oath I have is to the people to tell the truth. The only oath I got is to tell the truth. And I'm telling you the truth right now. It's right in front of your face. There's no speculation, no guessing. It's right here. Period. Where's PolySign? PolySign, Clay Street, Oakland, California. I walked down what they call in Clay Street many times. My mother had a shop, 5252 Foothill, Oakland, California. All these places I've lived there before. So I can tell you exactly what's what. I can tell you where, and then you have San Francisco. It's strange how both of them are the same. And remember, there's going to be cryptocurrency cities, no different than crypto.com. You think they're just going to stop with at an arena? No, they're going to build cryptocurrency cities. Period. They're going to have signs everywhere. They're going to have cryptocurrency cities around the world, just like Akon City. They're going to have it all around the world. So right now they're talking about twin cities. You got to go back and watch the movies. Like I said, the robot with the two heads are called twin cities. Two heads also refer to duality and ambiguity. Duality. There must be balance. There has to be balance. Let's see what we have here. It says, so where can I buy? Okay. You can buy it on Pancake Swap and use your Binance Smart Chain. So it's going to be a lot more reasonable and feasible. When you download the wallet is KYC, because they told you they're doing everything regulatory wise. So let's see what we have here. What's their purpose? Their purpose is to move finance. And their purpose mainly, they're dealing in stable coins. They have the ability to deal in stable coins. It says, I really enjoyed the book, The History and Power of the Mind. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a great book, especially if you're into growing. I mean, there's all type of things in the book that you can learn, especially to do with spiritualism, occultism, or the law of opulence. Most people want to know about that. That's a great chapter in the book. That's definitely a great book. I have a vast library of books. I actually have a library. If you would go to the public library, I would have a small library, but you would think it like a public library, literally. I've been collecting books for years. I love books. Books they're not changeable. Except for these print-on-demand books where, if you're into deep knowledge like I really go into, they sometimes will try to redact or change things. When you're really into to certain things, they'll try to change it on you. Let's see what we have here. It says smart cities everywhere around the world. Yeah, they're coming. Definitely. They're already here. And so we see them unfolding right in front of our faces. Any more decodes for us? Well, right now, I'll say this. You should look further into this because it's so deep that it can't be gone over in us just sitting down one time. Let's just go over from this. Let's look at it from this perspective. Why is it that I continue to break down these videos on a whole nother level? Let's just be real here. And I'm not patting my own back, but sometimes you have to. Why is it my channel has so few subscribers? Period. I asked that question because I'm certainly breaking it down for I can show you in great detail. I don't have to get all philosophical about it. I can just show you straightforward where it could be presented in layman's terms for everyone to understand. It says XPR is a powerful coin and no fee. Yes, there's no fees on its blockchain. And like I said, you got to understand the further power that they have to deal in stable coins. What's a wallet where you can automatically switch to stable coins? So you got to understand a lot of times, they might have the stable coin there because they have purchased it, but they might not have the ability through whatever so-called legal means to actually have it. That's why they might say that they are decentralized, because there's a lot of blockchains that claim that they are decentralized, but they are not. Period. For instance, I do not like I may be invested in Gala Games, but I know that Gala Games is not decentralized, not by any means. How is it decentralized? Period. What's like if I go and open up, if someone opens up an atomic wallet, you just open up your atomic wallet. You understand what I'm saying? But if you open up they got all type of caveats and different things telling you whatever, like if they get legal things, if legalities come up, they can sue you, take away your, that's not decentralized. I'm sorry, this is what it is. I'm not putting it down. I'm just telling you there are some places that say that they are decentralized, but they are not. And so you have to look into all of that. They're telling you how they operate. But like I said, PolySign. You got PolySign. You got this San Francisco company and Oakland, twins. PolySign, dealing with early stages of at names. Look at this. Go back and read for yourself and see the nature of it. This company is in the background, and it's very, very strange how smooth that they're coming into play. You might not even recognize it. Look up these people here. And I can go in another time and go further into detail, but right now I'm just going to give you these basics. So like this right here, it says talk about the Golden Gate Bridge. It says looking towards the ocean. It says at looking east, a clear view of San Francisco Bay and the cities of Berkeley, Oakland across the waters, and Mount Diablo in the distance. This is from Twin Peaks, which is also very important. It says looking east towards Oakland. Not an accident. That's why I mentioned to you Oriental and Occidental or Orientalism. When they talk, this place was named. Remember, all this stuff is deep Masonic lore. So you gotta understand what it's saying. So it's why looking east into the territories of Oakland. So they said the conquistadors named this place. Conquistadors. Let's talk about conquistadors because it's very important to this because that's how they operate. I don't care what people think in their minds. When they say conquistador, the men look like me. They may not have been doing a noble thing, but they look like me. They came here and enslaved and put other people in bondage to steal gold. These were men that look just like me. Doesn't mean that all men that look like me were involved in that, but let's just be real here. If you know history, it's just me being real with you. I'm gonna always tell you straight, and you can always go and look it up on your own. You can look at it from a skewed perspective, or you can look at it how I'm telling you about it and go find out on your own. Doesn't mean they were doing a noble thing, because they were not, period. And thus, certain circumstances fall back on you over time. It is what it is. See what we have here. It says XRP is the fastest on the blockchain. XPR. XPR is very fast. And it's like I said, it's very inexpensive on the Binance Smart Chain, and then once on its chain, it's no fees at all. So you should go look at the video on the Proton website and see for yourself what they're talking about. Like you said, they're the first federally chartered federally chartered blockchain. That's absolutely amazing. And like I say again, I feel that they are the same as Ripple. Like I said, I come over here again. Like I said, that's why you see Ripple, this XRP symbol, really nonchalant on the wall with the matching colors on a flipper, because they flipped it. Because I feel that they knew all along that they were going to be in a battle with the so-called regulators, period. And I feel like this is a backdoor just in case. So you see the twin flames here, just like the twin cities, which were the robots. The two robots are called twin cities. Always those twin flames there. They said, real still, atom versus twin cities. Like I said, atom, which is the proton symbol. So you guys should all look that up. I'm not going to go any further. I hope that I have shared some information here with you today that will help you to have a greater understanding of where to put your finance and where to look towards. It's not me telling you to do that. I'm just saying to have an open mind and look towards these things. Good morning to you. It says, please explain how can XRP can be a node itself. Someone keeps on asking me that. What do you mean? How not? Think about it. How not? So if someone can laugh, what is a node? First of all, what is a node? My phone is a node. What is a node? Have you ever seen an XRP transaction and it doesn't have a what did they tell you that you can do with an XRP? Like if I send out something, if I send out an XRP payment to somebody and they didn't fulfill whatever obligation, I can stop that payment and bring it back. That's a node. What's a node? Go look up what a node is. I'm one of the first people to tell people about nodes. Period. Most people just come to the channel, get the information, and bounce. Period. That's why my subscriber base is low, because I'm telling the truth. Period. What's a node? You should go look up what a node is. I grow grapes. I know what a node is. My watch is a node. It's a node. XRP has movement. Have you ever paid attention to the what do you call it? The memo. What is the memo? What else can you do with the memo? I bet you most people never think about that. They just look at the memo and type in whatever they told them to type in. What else can you do with the memo? A lot of times crypto companies have called me before and told me, where did you get this crypto from? It's not like everything else. I'm like, what do you mean? So that's you putting these things in on the memo. Yeah, see, you didn't understand. Most people didn't read to understand that memo is more than just what the numbers that they told you to put there. You got to go pay it. You got to read and further investigate the different things that you can do with this. That's not me. I'm not being a smart aleck. I'm just telling you the truth. There's all type of things you can do with them. Period. That's why I told people from the beginning, don't just, and people tried to make fun when I said, don't just speculate. And I wasn't saying it's not a speculative thing. I'm saying learn what these digital assets can be used for and do that. Like, it's like, what is it? When you have these digital assets, they have a function and purpose. So figure out what that purpose is and utilize it from that aspect. Don't just let the people who created it only use that. You should use that and take it to another level. See what we have here. It's up to you also to do your own research. You got to understand, I don't mind sharing the information with the people because I want the people to grow. I really do. I want the people to grow. I want really and truly, the people should be unified as much as possible to make sure these so-called politicians who are screwing the people left and right recognize that the people are the government. That's our fault. So they need to recognize that the people are the government. Only thing that they're doing to us is what we allow them to do to us. But as aggregate, they can't really do much, period. Literally. That means any so-called non-governmental agencies that rob the people blind, they've been forced in the homes. They can't make any other finance, but they still want to bleed the people dry. It's up to the people not to stand for the nonsense. It's up to the people to make sure that they recognize that this is a Republican form of government, period. But a lot of people don't believe in Republican form of government, and that could also be why we're in the mess that we're in. It is what it is. It says, white, it says, XRO glitch to 22 made me think to his video. Yes, to me, these glitches are telling you the future. And yeah, but at what ends? We will become wealthy, but at what ends? How much devastation is going to be on the planet through the hidden cost of inflation for us to receive that type of finance? That's something that you have to think about. That's why I mentioned it on my earlier videos. Yeah, you're going to see those numbers, but there had to be a discrepancy somewhere else for those numbers to exist. That's why they're printing out of control. Don't think it won't end. It's not going to end very pretty. It might end pretty for some people, period. Some people who are intelligent enough to put their finance in certain places, and not just in one place. Don't put your eggs in one basket, but you should be at least spreading it out and recognizing what they're doing. I know everyone in this room is intelligent enough to understand. It says our government, they're way out of control. You know who's out of control? Our government is out of control. Let me say this again. You said it correct. Us, we are out of control. We are the government. We are the government. We are out of control. We have been displaced. We are out of control. We are allowing this to occur. Period. We are the government. That's the thing. See, we are the government. That's where they get confused. People can come and tell you this, that, and the other. We're the letter agencies. I didn't know constitutionally letter agencies could be created. You know, who was it? Hoover. What is it? What's his name here? J. Edgar Hoover. He's the one who started with the letter agencies. I didn't know he could have his own private army to use against the people. I didn't know that was possible. That means somebody is sullying the Constitution, period. The Constitution deals with our pre-existing rights. It's written down for those people who seem to forget, because it's already written on your heart, because everyone already knows what is and what should not be. Let's see what we have here. It says, yeah, let's see what we have here. What's the memo? I'll just say this, since you're asking me about memo, why don't you go and take a small amount of crypto and learn to play around with the memo? Period. I learned a lot of things because I might not have the same fear that other people may have. I don't mind losing certain things, so you know, that's how I'll learn. Like I have a loss. Like if I'm dealing with crypto, I have already prepared myself like a daily loss. It's like, this is how much finance I have available for loss. That means I'm going to go and fiddle around with things. I'm going to put something over here. What happens if I do this? That's how you learn, period. What's the worst that could happen is you just lose the small amount of crypto or whatever you put forth trying to discover what can be and what you can do with something. Man, memos are very important. We're talking about an accounting ledger, period. More people, like I go online, I see people when they have things on the ledger. Most of the time, they're just putting, Joe Money, a big ballin', whatever, a bunch of stupid crap. They're not using that ledger for what it should be used for. You should be using the ledger to reiterate a trust. That's my personal opinion. You should be using the ledger to make a statement. You should be using a statement of account. You should be using the ledger for reasons to do with law. You should be using the ledgers to make sure that someone can't come and just confiscate what is yours. They might still do it, but at least it was on that blockchain for all the world to see, immutable. That's what this is about. So, if it's like the early stages of the internet. You could have been using the internet to gather treasure, or you could have been using the internet to look at pornography and things that, that just you wasting your time, that doesn't do you any good. Or you can do something that's going to benefit you and the world as a whole. Let's see what we have here. It says, when I saw your first video, I understand that you are a high spiritual person. So I decided to follow you and tell my friends about you. I appreciate that. Like I said, these people in the room here are the same people that follow me. The same people, and I appreciate all of you. All of you are good people. But the majority of people just come to the channel just to steal the knowledge and bounce and pretend like they knew it all along. Majority of people didn't know what a node was until I told them. The majority of people didn't know what a lot of things were until they were told. Period. They might not be like the majority of people in this room who will give credit. I come from a time where I'll give credit to another man or woman. When I say man, the same man, woman, same thing. A womb man, same thing. To a human being for something that they are doing for bettering. But most people are cowards and only will do the bare minimum. I'm not a coward, so I'll just say what's on my mind. They can flag me. They can do whatever. They're doing whatever to us anyway. Instead of us sitting around in fear, we should be doing what we're supposed to do to make sure that they recognize that they're not going to just take anything from us. You want something from me, you're going to have to pry it from my hands, like it said, because I'm going to battle with you. And I don't mean in any peaceful manner, because you're not coming at us very peacefully. Period. They're taking away people's right to food, giving us fake food. You can't go to the store without finding fake eggs. You can't go to the store. All the food is being removed. They're giving you some plant, whatever, that they're telling you is this. How often do they tell us the truth? You know, the politicians go online and just lie to the people's faces on a regular basis because there's no accountability. That's why. There's no accountability. Well, we are the accountability. We are the government. And they couldn't sit in those seats without us. So it's up to us to make sure that how they're carrying themselves with us cease to exist. Meaning how they're carrying themselves with us, against us, in a peaceful manner, of course. When I say that, I'm talking about someone came at me in an ill manner, physically. I'm going to do what I have to do to secure my rights. That is my rights. It's 100%. You are correct. The Portuguese crown king of Virginia is 25 years old and melanated. Man, we want to go into history of people. In order for this, first of all, to be made correct, people have to be real about the history. How can we get along with each other? How can we treat each other with respect if we don't tell the truth about the history? Period. Literally, that's where we need to start from. How can we be truthful with each other? How can we get along with each other? Like I see a lot of people, I was watching Michael Francis, and you could tell he's really worried about what's going on. He's like, race relations is like, it's bothering him. You can tell it's bothering a lot of people, period. And rightfully so. But how can we fix this unless we tell the truth about the history, period? People don't want to talk about the history. People don't want to tell the truth about the history. Period. That's why I said go look up the word Orientalism and click Google Images through pre-search, of course, and see who you find. Period. All around the world, men that look like me they only have one image that they make of us to make us look a certain way, and that's projected across the world. Who would care to be around us if this false image is made of us? And then that image becomes reality after a while if that's all the person knows. Give the people the option so they can know who they are, so they can treat themselves better to start. Give them the option to know who they really are so that they don't have to go around the world thinking they're nothing. Then all this crap will stop. That's what the problem is. And I'm just not afraid to say it. Let's see what we have here. It says, facts. Appreciate you, brother. I appreciate everyone in here. It says, I've learned so much and love to share it with others. Hope I can repay you somehow one day. You can repay me just by continuing to do what you've been doing. Like I said, most everyone in here has been decent to me. Men shouldn't have to come to my channel with I don't know what you call these little things, with little avatars of fake channels because they're afraid of showing their face, or afraid of just being out in the open that they agree with me on this information. How can you, if you only call someone a thief, but they have a history where they were not a thief, how can they be something else? Period. If you tell someone they're shit, that's all they're going to think that they are. Let people know who they are, because you got people who are too afraid of being real about who they are, so they don't want for others to know who they are. It doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. That's why we continue to have these issues, period. It says nothing ends peacefully. No, nothing ends peacefully with tyrants. Of course it doesn't. No, of course it doesn't. And we have to be real with each other. At some point it's going to come to a head, because I don't know about you, but I'm not going to eat what they're going to shove down our throats, and I'm not going to do what they, come on. After a while, they're going to have every week you got to come and get something stuck in your arm that they claim works, but they don't have any proof that it does, type of crap. That's not my nature, and I'm the kind of person where I won't say I'd rather be dead. I'd rather take the head of those persons who's injuring me. That's just my personal opinion. And that's not towards anybody specific. I'm just saying. That's called self-defense. At some point, the people have to be tired. How tired are you? I'm very tired. I'm sick of it. I threw up in my mouth a little bit. I'm so freaking sick of it. Period. I don't care. I'd rather not be here. Period. Why should I allow someone to crap on me and to injure me and tell me what I need to do? Period. Literally. If I'm not injuring anybody else or damaging anyone else's property or committing fraud in contract. Period. Literally, these people have an obligation to us. They have an obligation to the people. Period. I'm not afraid to say they have an obligation to the people. People always skirt around and beat around the bush. I'm not beating around shit. I'm just talking about straight how it is. Period. I'm saying what everyone else wants to say, but usually they're afraid to say. I'm not afraid to say it. I've been saying it like this. They know exactly who I am. If I lived places, I lived on 10 acres. They're always in the bushes, hiding down on their stomach in camo, recording me when I leave, so on and so forth. Going in my homes when I leave. I'm not lying when I say that. Why would you go through that much trouble with another person who's not causing any injury to harm to somebody? Because it goes against what their plans are to have complete dictatorial control over the people. Period. Everyone should be free. If you want to be a poet, you should be a poet. You should have nothing on your mind but being able to create the greatest poetry. You shouldn't have I don't know where my next meal comes from. Period. People, the trees. They plant these trees in these so-called cities. How come they don't plant any fruit trees? How come they don't plant any nut trees where people can just go and eat? Period. Because they don't care about that. They care about control. It says Grateful Dead Ripple Decode is big too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go into that, but it's so deep. It just requires a lot of my time, man. And ultimately, we all know, when you really go into that, there's a lot to that. And here again, it has everything to do with the subject matter that I'm speaking to you all about right now. It says tarot cards in that video. Yes, of course. It has everything to do. Orientals and Occidental peoples. That's what this is all about. Literally. Orientals and Occidental peoples, when it shouldn't be at all, man. I can sit next to my brother no matter who he or she is. If they respect me, I can respect them. That's just how I look at it. I can work next to a man. If he respects me, I can shake his hand. My word is my bond. You can see that through if I tell you I'm going to send you something. If I say, hey, you got 100 XRP, that's what I send that person. My word is my bond. I don't have to worry about I put it down on paper. That's just a formality that comes later. But my word is the energy that should be felt between another human being. That's how it is. My yes is a yes and my no is a no. It doesn't have to be in any other way. Let's see what we have here. It says freedom had a big victory with the Supreme Court yesterday. It says, let that be president. You know what? I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. And it's up to us. So I feel that everyone in here should keep spreading the word to let them know that we are the government and we are tired of it. Not just to do with XRP, to do with all of it, because it's all correlated. It's all interoperable. We should be telling them that we are tired of it and we're not going to take it anymore. Period. Every time we write, we should be flooding their email addresses. We should be flooding their faxes. We should be flooding it with everything we have to let them know all the time. Just jam up their ability to work until they recognize what we're talking about. It says, what's your thoughts on China's version of the sun? Man, I saw that. I'm going to be honest with you. That was kind of scary. Very scary. Because what if, I don't know about what radiation could come from that. There's a lot on that, man. That's a whole nother video, man. That's a whole nother video. And I'm going to have to think more deeply about that. But that really worried me. All of these things should be worrying us. We shouldn't fall into this thing about the last days. If we collectively, our energy starts to think that way, that's what it becomes. We should have a collective energy that we are the people, we are the government, that we are here to uplift all of humanity. Period. Not just if a little child is injured, no matter who that child is, like if you were walking along someplace and you never want to see it happen, you saw a child drowning. I don't care if you couldn't swim. If your spirit is about good, you're going to do all you can. There's no one around to save that child. Doesn't matter what that child is. You're going to do what you have to do to save that child, period. So you have to look at that way for all of it. All of it has to be that way. Doesn't matter who the child is. And if you think to let that child drown because they're not you, that's horrible. Why would I let my neighbor's home be robbed if I agree with him on his politics or not? Because if his home is robbed, my home will be robbed too. I made it. Good morning from Abu Dhabi. Good to see you. You made it, yeah, but I was getting ready to shut it down though. Because I get kind of passionate about this. It says, "Good day, family. Just arrived to the live stream. We'll watch it over from the beginning." Yeah, please do. I'm going to cut it short. I do have some things as short as it could be for this amount of time. I do have some things I have to take care of. I do appreciate your ear. I hope that we together build something better than what they have in front of us right now, because it's up to us to make the change. It's up to all of us. You don't have to sit here and worry about the relationship between people until we change it. Words don't just change things. It is the deeds of men that change things. So it's up to us to make sure that it goes no further than how it has gone. Thank you for everything. You folks have a good day. Peace to my ancestors. Peace to all of the humans.